Good evening, Paula. I'm Gail Jones from Beaumont, Texas, and I'm preparing a very special dinner for my husband tonight. It's his birthday. So we're going to be preparing the velvet steer. I'm going to take 2 beef tenderloin steaks, about a 6 and an 8 ounce respectively, and I'm going to be seasoning those with some seasonings that we find locally here in Beaumont. It's a delicious seasoning for many things. We can use it on chicken, we can use it on steak, pork. It's really good on anything you prepare. So we're just going to coat both of those very quickly. You can put as much or as little as you like. We're going to take our saucepan or our skillet and we're going to turn that on a nice medium heat. And I let that heat just a little bit. And I have coated my saucepan with about a tablespoon of olive oil, because tenderloin is very lean, as you know, so I've coated it just a little bit so we can get that coated so it won't get so dry when we prepare that. This is my first night of preparing at the stove, so it's a little bit awkward talking backwards to the camera. So I'm going to be doing the best I can and keeping my eye on you. So I've preheated my skillet, so it should be nice and hot. So I'm going to go ahead and add those steaks and just kind of ramp those up a little bit and let those things get going. And once we get that going, I've got some a nice little sauce that I'm going to make tonight. It's going to be a very velvety cream cheese sauce to go over this, to make this velvet steer absolutely unbelievable. So while those are searing, I'm going to, I have heated 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil in my skillet. I've used 2 tablespoons tonight. And to that, we're going to turn that on a nice medium-high heat. And we're going to add our 1 large clove of garlic that I've minced finely. I'm going to get that in there and get it going. Texans just love their steak, and I know that we probably shouldn't be eating so much beef these days, but it's so delicious. So we try to have maybe beef once a week, and we try to choose the nice beef tenderloin. And I just want to say that a lot of people think that tenderloin is so expensive, but it's, in the scheme of things today, it's really not. I was pretty shocked when I drove through the fried chicken place last week on the way home, in a big hurry, and when the lady said $18 for 2 people, I almost had a heart attack. So I can assure you my beef tenderloins are not $18. I find them when they're on sale. So you can have, just be assured you can have beef tenderloin more than you think. It's a pretty economical meal. And I've had some roasted red potatoes and some asparagus roasting in the oven that I'm going to plate up for those. So let me get over here and stir this garlic before it gets too brown. It's already starting to sizzle a little bit, and you don't want to keep that garlic in there too long. Just want to bring out that little nice nutty flavor. And once that achieves that little nutty flavor, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of red wine, and we're going to let that reduce to 1 tablespoon. And once that reduces to 1 tablespoon, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of half and half. And then we're going to reduce that by half. Once that's reduced by half, we're going to take 1/4 cup of the Kraft Philadelphia onions and chive cream cheese. That's going to complete the sauce as we top our steak tonight. So let me put this aside. And time to add my red wine. This is a very quick process. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to turn on the vent hood just for 1 second to get that smoke out. As you can see, that's a pretty hot process. So let me just take out some of this, and it's reducing down very quickly, as you can see. It's reducing very quickly, so it shouldn't take but just a few more moments. Turn that heat down just a little bit so we don't get too hot there. Get my steaks going over here. I'm just going to flip those. a very easy meal. I always look forward to steak night because it's so easy. Just put it in, turn it over a few times, and then you're good to go. And sometimes nights we have just a salad with it. Some nights we have roasted potatoes. And just go, okay, now it's time to put in this half and half. I'm going to remove that from the heat so it won't be quite so hot when our half and half goes in. And we're going to slowly add that half and half. Incorporate that in. You don't want to curdle your half and half. Now we're just going to pour it all in since we've tempered that skillet a little bit with that cold milk. Our half and half. Okay, now we're going to stir that around. Turn that up just a little bit so that can now reduce by half. See, this is coming together very quickly. One of our favorites. And once we place the steak and top it with our special sauce that we're making, then we'll sprinkle some chopped parsley right on the top. And that'll be the completion of our meal. So, get that going a little bit. Turn this bin hood back off, see if we can stand the smoke. Not too bad. You got to be able to hear the recipe, so we don't want to have too much noise going on. All right, that's just reducing down very nicely. It's just coming to a nice little bubble. Very nice. You can see that it's getting a little thick. It'll thicken up at the end. You don't want to have that too hot. Again, because you can curdle your milk. If it's beginning to cook too quick, just lift your skillet off the stove. That's a little quick tip there that I've learned. You learn all those little details as you get older. Nothing too bad that you can't rectify usually in the kitchen. So, alrighty, let's see how these steaks are going here. Let me move this off just for 1 second while I check my steaks. I'm going to turn my bin hood back on. All right, those are just beautiful. As you can see, they're browning up very nicely. You can see that's the way that looks. And of course, you're going to cook them to the temperature that you personally like. Sometimes I turn them on the side and brown them a little bit. Just however you like them. Just flip them over a few times. I normally would use my iron skillet for this. However, once I moved into the world of a glass-top stove, I no longer could do that. So I've had to learn to cook in a little different method. So now we're going to add that fabulous cream cheese with chive. And we're going to just heat that till it comes up to a nice heat. So I'm actually going to turn my fire off at this point and let that just incorporate into that fabulous, oh, I wish you could smell that sauce. It's just absolutely incredible. That red wine. And let me turn my steak down. I'm going to just go ahead and turn it off. Get this smoke out of here a little bit. Now let you see that fabulous sauce. It's just about melted. And it's going to be unbelievable. 1 second. Now, get this. I'm going to put just a little more heat. Now. That is just mixing up nicely. All right. Almost done. I'm going to get my wire whisk out. I didn't know I was going to need that exactly, but let me see if I can find it. There it is. Okay. I've lost my wire whisk. And now that happens. Oh well. We'll survive without it. Alright, just going to reduce on down just a little more. We're almost done. Alright, our steaks are just about ready to be plated. Okay. Alright, so we're going to plate this up. You're going to see how wonderful that is. Pour this fabulous sauce right over the top. Put our few sprigs of garlic and look at that. That is absolutely going to be fabulous. So, I'm out of here tonight, Paula. See you next time. Bye-bye.